Just doing a quick check-in. I have been going over all of my guardians, trying to get the best stats for them as I possibly can. So I'm going to show you guys really quick. So at this point, we were supposed to have a new season start on Tuesday, on the 22nd September. But as you guys know, there was a delay, so we're waiting till November 10th to start the new season. So what I'm doing is, or what I have been doing is sort of cleaning out my vault a little bit in terms of gear. I haven't gone through the weapons as yet, so the main thing for me, as far as my play style, how I play, is I'm trying to equip as much of the new armor as I possibly can, getting rid of the armor that's not gonna, well, that is gonna get sunset next season. So everything that I have, the power limit is 1310 on this one, 1360 there, which is current for this season. Again, another 1310, 1360, and another 1360. So for the most part, the power limit for my armor is current, and the stats that I usually go for are 90 resilience, 80 on recovery, and I try to get discipline as high as I can on it. In a perfect world, I can get up to 70, but I have to find the combination of the right pieces of gear for that. And so for my hunter, which is my third character that I play, the only thing that I'm worried about for the most part is resilience at 90, and then trying to get recovery at 80. So I'm 4 points short on hunter. So I gotta just keep looking for more gear and trying to get a little bit more recovery. And I can also masterwork a couple of pieces of gear, but at the same time, well, the problem with that is that the material is difficult for me to get. So since I don't play a lot of master nightfalls, I don't have a lot of material to masterwork my gear, and since I'm running 3 characters, I don't want to go through the material too fast. But like I said, Hunter is at the bottom here. That's my third character. My second character is Titan. At Destiny 1, I started out as a Titan as my first character, and I was a Titan for about the first 3 months. And then I kept getting drops for the other 2 classes, and so eventually I started my Hunter and Warlock. And once Warlock reached level 20, I ended up switching to Warlock as my main character. So Titan fell to second place by the time Destiny 2 rolled around. But I mean, as you can see, my goal is still the same. Looking at the power limit on the armor is 1310, 1360. This is 1260, which I'm losing about 6 months of viability on this, but that's the best piece of armor as far as stats that I have so far. So I'll keep looking with that, and then I got another 1310 and then 1360. So again, my resilience is at 91, which is good, But again, my recovery falls 2 points short of 80, which is where I wanted. And then Titan's Discipline is a little bit better at 43. But again, I would like this to be 70. But again, it's difficult to get um, because the stats on the armor, I mean, has to be really good with resilience, recovery, and discipline. So I just focus on the resilience, recovery, and then discipline comes up last. Now, mainly I'm looking for recovery first, um, and then resilience, because the recovery, if it's high on here, I don't have to use a recovery mod. Um, Typically, I like to use a resilience mod instead, but for the most part, I'm only wearing one resilience mod. Everything else needs help with in recovery. So yeah. But yeah, Titan's my second character, and so there's one more. In the Warlock, when I first started the character in Destiny 1, the Warlock was terrible. It was very, what we call squishy. It couldn't take a hit. Um, so playing as a Titan and then switching to Warlock was a bit jarring. Because Titan's resilience, especially in Destiny 1, was just naturally higher. So Titans can take more damage. Warlock, it just felt like could take the least damage. My Hunter was doing pretty well, but the Warlock was lagging behind pretty badly. But then when I hit level 20 in Destiny 1, um, the Warlock just took off. And then I liked Obsidian Mind and the powers, like the supers that Warlock had in Destiny 1. And so, like I said, that carried over to Destiny 2. And so now I mainly play Warlock all the time. And yeah, I mean, that's really where I'm at. So, same thing here with the stats. As you can see here, I actually got 70, over 70 on my discipline, which is good. My recovery is 3 points short of 80 where I want it, and then my resilience is 1 point short of 90 where I want it. So I would like 90, 80, 70 is good for me. I don't worry about mobility because I don't play in the Crucible too often, and when I do, I just switch my mods to mobility. But other than that, I don't worry about mobility. And then intellect is really a bonus, but I'm not concerned with that. And then the same thing with strength. I'm not really concerned with that. So I do have the class items for all three characters are masterworked, because it's just easy to masterwork the class item on each character. Um, so yeah, because anytime a class item drops like this, there's no stats on it. So it's basically the same thing. So it doesn't really matter what you masterwork as long as it's current. So I'm wearing a Righteous Bond, which is at 1260. That's a little bit behind where it should be. It's 100 points lower than what it can be. So I'll probably switch that out eventually. And then the hero camo, same thing. It's 100 points lower in the power limit. but this is the best drop in terms of the stats. The discipline is very high. Recovery is good. I love the resilience on here, so this is a really good drop. So until I get a better drop on it, I'm gonna stick with this one. For my chest armor, I'm at 1360, which is really good, and then I'm also at 1360 on the gloves, and then the same thing with the helmet. So what I want to do at this point is I think I'm gonna masterwork two pieces, but I'm not quite sure what I want to masterwork. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, because this one I want to get 90, 80, and keep the 70. So I'm gonna sort of debate, get into an argument with myself, and then decide. All right, this is what I want to use for the from here going forward. And then this loadout here is basically what I use for Gambit Prime. So the Jotun is really good for the blockers. 21% is really good for the invaders. And then False Promises is just a solid weapon for the just the minions running around. So yeah, that's just like a introduction to my characters. This is the ship that I got from Solstice of Heroes, and then I also have the Sparrow, and I bought both of these for 2,000 Bright Dust each. So yeah, this is the Sparrow, 2,000 Bright Dust, and then the ship from Solstice of Heroes, 2,000 Bright Dust. You could have also brought it for 800 silver, which is $8 cash. But I waited until they were available to be purchased for Bright Dust, so I didn't have to actually pay real money for them. But yeah, that's where I'm at, and hopefully I'll have another update soon. Thanks for listening.